The warehouse burned. Flames clawed at the steel beams, swallowing shadows and secrets alike. The roar was deafening, but beneath it, I heard it. The faint, desperate screams of someone who had believed themselves untouchable. I stood outside, coat collar up, watching, detached. My hands were steady, my chest unnervingly calm. Smoke curled into the night sky like black ink, and I let it fill me, fill the emptiness that had been waiting for this moment. I had known betrayal, but I had not known its weight until I smelled it here, in the chaos. Heat licked my skin, and still I did not flinch. The sirens were distant, irrelevant. I only needed to see it burn. It had started with small cracks, missed calls, late-night whispers that stopped when I entered the room, a touch too long on the phone, a laugh that wasn't meant for me. I wanted to believe it was nothing. I clung to the hope that I was imagining shadows where there were none. Then came the message, simple, innocuous, or so it seemed. You should know before it's too late. Nothing more, but that was enough. I replayed every conversation, every glance, every quiet sigh, and the realization crept through me like ice in the blood. He had built a life atop lies. Not just lies, but a tower of deceit, rising higher than I had ever imagined. I refused to panic. I refused to confront. Not yet. The mind must act before the body does. I began quietly. I followed patterns, memorized habits. Phones, messages, secret accounts, small traces, barely noticeable. Each observation a piece of the mosaic I would one day complete. I wore calm like armor, smiled in meetings, drank my coffee in the exact same rhythm, all the while cataloging every hint of duplicity. I learned patience the hard way. Years of trusting the wrong people had taught me that revelation is a craft, not a happenstance. I pulled threads quietly. DNA tests, financial ledgers, private correspondences, everything pointed to a single, undeniable truth. Every step was methodical, calculated. Even as my mind stormed, my face betrayed nothing. I became a ghost within my own life, moving silently among the living, watching the rot fester. The proof arrived. I held the envelope in my hands, thick paper, precise printing. Cold certainty settled into my chest. I read, twice, 3 times. When I placed it on the table before him, he looked up, puzzled, then suspicious, then fear. I didn't speak. I let the silence do the work. My eyes bore into his, unwavering, calm, knowing. "Do you recognize this?" I asked, almost soft. He trembled. His bravado cracked. His voice failed him. No excuses could climb the walls I had built around this moment. No lies could bridge the chasm between him and truth. I had anticipated this. Every stammer, every blink, every attempt at denial. None worked. None could. I moved next with cold precision. I could have destroyed him in countless ways, but I chose the most effective, psychological inevitability. I revealed nothing new, only confirmed what he already knew I knew. I left traces, reminders, subtle confrontations that reminded him of his own failures. I withdrew favors. I canceled accounts. I returned calls with deliberate indifference. I allowed him to feel the weight of his own miscalculations, trapped inside the truth he had created. He crumbled, slowly, painfully, and I observed, detached but satisfied. Not with anger, not with malice, but with clarity. Justice, measured and patient, had been served, not in screams, not in fire, but in the slow collapse of his certainty. And now, the ashes. I walk through the remnants of what he had built, not with triumph, but with understanding. Every ember reminds me that deceit cannot stand against unwavering intent. Every scent of smoke reminds me that patience is sharper than any blade. I do not linger. There is no satisfaction in revenge, only closure. My mind is clear, my hands steady. The world continues, oblivious to the quiet reckoning that is past. I step away from the fire, away from the ruins, away from the man who thought he could manipulate me. The night swallows the sound of collapsing steel, but I hear it still, in my chest, in my mind. I am no longer a participant in his lies. I am the observer, the strategist, the one untouched by his chaos. And as I disappear into the shadows, I feel nothing but clarity. The fire fades behind me. The screams die. I walk alone, but I am not broken. I am free.